Microphone check. 1, 2. All right. Here we go. LeetCode party time. Daily problem. Smallest divisible digit product, part 1. Solved it 2 years ago. You are given two integers, n and t. Return the smallest number greater than or equal to n such that the product of its digits is divisible by t. Smallest number greater or equal to n. All right, how are we gonna do that? Do I just go do I just put in like a while true? Or no, we don't need to do that. If it's divisible by t, that means it's not gonna go more than t times without hitting it. So I'll just do like something like that, and I'm gonna say actually it's, yeah. And then I will count the digits. Maybe I'll make a function to do that. The product of its digits. What should I call it? Prod digits. So we're gonna take each digit and do that by mod 10, multiply it out. Hopefully it doesn't overflow. And then we divide by 10 to go to the next digit. So we just want to make sure. Oh wait, this is if we're adding. So this might not, oh, t's only 10. I wonder if we should like do more than t. Maybe just put in a while loop because I'm not actually sure. Pixel pusher, what's happening? How you doing, man? Hope everything is going all right with your hand. Should I hit them with the while true? And I'm gonna be like, so if this mod t, we should just return n or something. Mostly better now, fully usable, but it looks disgusting. Blisters, dang. That's crazy, man. I don't know what I'd do without my hands. Wait, is this divisible by t? 10? Oh, 0 is divisible by, yeah. All right, I think this should work. Sinsuke, what's happening? Welcome. All right, easy daily problem, man. What else are we gonna do? What else are we gonna do, man? I finally got a new job. Hey, that's bumping. Have you started your new job yet? Or are you gonna start soon, you know? hopefully it's the job you wanted. Should I do a virtual contest? Is there any that I missed? I already did one on Monday. Before that, I think we gotta do 500 or yeah, whatever is before 501. I don't think I've taken that one. 182, May 9th. All right, here we go. Start practice. Let's do this. Score validator. You're given a string array events. Initially, score equals 0 and counter equals 0. Each element in events is one of the following: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Add that value to the total score. W, increase the counter by 1. No score is added. WD, add 1 to the total score. NB, add 1 to the total score. Process the array from left to right. Stop processing when either all elements in events have been processed or the counter becomes 10. What kind of bootleg problem is this? Did work compliance training these past few days, and next Monday finally hands-on training with my manager. Dang, exciting stuff. Are you willing to share where? Is it a big company, small company? Company that we might know? Company no one ever heard of? Sounds like a big company if you've already been there a few days and you haven't done anything except compliance training. All right. What are we doing? We're iterating over the events. And then we gotta say if it's a W, increase the counter by 1. So W counter increases. If it's a WD, add 1 to the total score. If it's a NB, add 1 to the total score. Wait, what am I typing here, man? Let's do that instead. Bruce Sales, what's poppin'? YouTube, how you doing? Basically, I work for a contractor that is contracted with Apple in Cupertino. I do help desk for the employees of all Apple locations all over Earth. Nice. Is that what you're trying to? Is that the job you're trying to get? Doesn't sound very software engineering. Help desk for employees. Are you a student? Or what? Dump it on. What's poppin'? I think, yeah, there was help desk at Google. It was more like, I forget what they call it, man. Tech something, tech shop, tech stop. Those are the first people you talk to set your laptop up. Or if you lost like your security keys, things like that, you gotta talk to Tech Stop or whoever, and they sort you out. Sometimes you gotta get on a video call with them to prove like you are who you are before they let you back in. Like if you forgot your IDs or if you forgot your security key or you lost them. Yes, entry level, just trying to get my foot in and get experience to be like you. I go to community college right now and I'm gonna swap to uni to study software. Oh yeah, That is a great start, man. I wasn't sure, like where in your path you were. It sounds like you're just starting out. So I think you're on a great track, man. Already getting paid. When I was at your level, man, I didn't even have a relevant job. I was working in a dang restaurant. Shiv SS, welcome to the party. Need advice? I'm unemployed and getting a job better than in terms work-life balance and CTC. What's that? What? But work is so slow, I may get bored out. Wait, what? Hold on. Bored? Work is how? Wait, Shiv SS. I'm not understanding. You said you're unemployed. But work is. Oh, work is low, not slow. But work is low? Nah, you take whatever job you can get if you're running out of money, man. You don't worry about like the level of prestige with the work or how boring it might be. First, you gotta make money to pay your bills, and then you can start being picky. But where do you live? Where are you from? Sin Susky says, I am only 23 and I'm the youngest on the team. Sounds like from what I saw today. $30 an hour. That's not bad. At 23, I remember what I was doing at 23, man. I think I was working in a restaurant. I wasn't doing any software. I started to learn software or programming when I was like 25. And I didn't even start LeetCoding until I was like 30 something, man. 33 maybe. Anyways, time is ticking on this virtual contest, so let me figure out what I gotta do. Add that value to the total score. String to integer E. And I guess it says if counter reaches 10, it stops immediately. Living in India, joined from YouTube. I don't really know much about the Indian job market or advice for what to do, because I've never really been there, didn't grow up there, not familiar with it. But man, you gotta just take what you can get, I think, if you're running out of money or you're worried about like being unemployed for so long. I think it's a lot better to have a job and some income, and then you can, even if it's not the job you want, man, you can use that to fuel your motivation or whatever, to like study hard to get a better job. You know, you can use your shitty job to motivate you, so that, you know, not joking around and making sure you do what you need to do to move on up. What do they want? Oh, they don't want it like that. They want like, what is the return? Oh, score and counter. Jesus. All right, 12-1 and 10-0 and 0-10. All right, I'm gonna just send it. Next problem, Q2, minimum flips to make binary string coherent. Hey, Pixel Pusher says, any new username suggestions? Tired of this fake IL. How long have you had your username, and why did you choose Pixel Pusher, man? It sounds like, I guess if I heard the name Pixel Pusher, I think you're like a graphic designer or or artist or something, like a Pix 2D or pixel arts artist. Icy Black Deep, what's poppin'? Pixel Puller with a real eye. Look, I don't know if you noticed, but it's actually not Pixel Pusher. It's Plixel Pusher. It's a PL. Yeah, I don't know. I've been through a few usernames in my life, man. Let me try and count them. 1, 2. I'm not gonna say them out loud, but 1, 2, 4. Maybe about 4 different online identities over the years. Maybe 5. Yeah, this Midnight Simon one has been around since 2018, 2017, 2019. I don't remember. Somewhere around that time. All had Simon in the string. No, this is my first internet name that has Simon in the string. Wait, it was actually from a random user generator, and then the L was taken. Dang, so you're using the same strategies to get a new username. Instead, Twitch chat is your random name generator now. I don't know. You should have something like, I don't know. Something about your typing speed, man. Or maybe not. I don't know, man. Put your first name, Midnight, whatever your first name is. That's the best username, I think. Midnight Pixel Pusher. I wanted 1E9 plus 7, but it was taken. Oh. How about 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, shit. How about that as your username instead? A billion and 7. Or billion. How about this? 1,000,000,007. Oh, you're trying to change your LeetCode username? Or like Twitch username, or all your usernames? Mod 10 E8 plus 7. New identity. Dang, what are you entering? Witness protection program online? Anyway, let me read this problem real quick. Minimum flips to make binary string coherent. You are given a binary string S. A string is considered coherent if it does not contain 011 or 110 as subsequences. That's crazy. In one operation, you can flip any character in S. Return an integer denoting the minimum number of operations required to make S coherent. 001 or 110. Wait, this doesn't contain anything. Why do we have to change S here? I don't know. Can you please do few tries or advanced DS if possible? Want to practice. Oh, you mean tries like the data structure tries? I'll think about it. Tries are like my least favorite. Hey, you trying to steal my dang LeetCode username, man? Hey, in case you guys don't know, what's my, how do I go to my LeetCode right here? My LeetCode username, dang, I clicked on store. My LeetCode username actually doesn't have an underscore. Twitch, whoever has, my original name is just Midnight Simon with no underscore, but on Twitch somebody had that, so I had to put the underscore. And now there's like username drift for me across all the platforms, man. Some of them got underscores, some of them don't. And it's confusing. I don't even remember which one is which. Anyways. Alright. I don't understand why 1010 isn't good already. I guess you have, no, look at that. Am I crazy? Like, one. Subsequence, not substring. Oh. I see. I was about to say, man, I don't know what they're talking about, man. But it's subsequence. Oh, jeez. Let me see what the question is really saying. It's basically telling me I can't have more than 2 ones in the whole dang thing. Kind of. There's probably a little bit more to it than that. Like you can have 2 ones if they're the last ones there. No. If there's no 0, like if it's all ones, I guess it's okay. Or what is it really asking me, man? 0. Yeah. Either we gotta make the whole thing all ones, or we can only have a single one in the entire string. That's what I think it's really asking, man. But based on the number of accepts, it's probably a lot more crazy than that. So I'm gonna try with the 1 thing first. So either 1, how many moves to make the whole thing got 1 There's so many edge cases, man. Or everything all ones. Alright, I guess what that means is maybe I'll just count 0s and 1s. Well, there's a few strings that are edge cases. Let me try and think of some things. Like if we had all 1s, then we can't, clearly, because we need at least 1 0 and 2 1s. So if we had like 1 0, we can make that. What are the edge cases that I'm trying to think of here? So this move was to just like switch it to all 1s. But what else, man? What if it was like this has 2 1s at either end, but we still can't make 0 1 1 or 1 1 0, even though A-Sans from YouTube was popping. Such cool hair. Thank you very much. I grew it myself. Alright. So this, like, 1s at the end is an edge case, maybe. What else can I think of for this problem? 1s at the end won't work, but guess what it means is yeah. So I guess I can't just count ones and zeros. Maybe the ones at the edge. What if I just count in between the edges? I'm not sure yet. All right. I'm just gonna count the characters for now, man. All right, what if it was like 1, 1, 1? Yeah, anything with ones like that. I was thinking, what if they're all separated already? But then we can get 0, 1, 1. The only thing I can think of is ones at the ends and zeros in the middle. Then it's not possible. Maybe I'll check for that separately. But if the ones aren't at the end, then I think we either need to make it... Oh, it's not necessarily down to 1, 1 because... Alright, because like this case, if I counted, I'd have 3 ones and 3 zeros. But then if I said how many moves to make it down to 1, 1, then it would be 2 moves. But we can get an answer with like 1 move, you know? So maybe I should construct this test case with ones at the end of size n and then see how many characters are different from that. And that could be one potential solution. Or I could check the case where it's all ones, and that could be a potential solution. Or I could check the case where it's down to only one singular one. And of those 3 different scenarios, maybe just take the minimum of all of them. Let me try that. How do I do that? Let me erase what I have here. Well, I guess I only care about my ones count. But then I'll make ends. How do you do this, man? So this is my ends where only the ones are ends, and then the other case was if it's all ones. All right. All right, so here we go. So I'm gonna call this change or all ones flip. Ends flip. And which other flip is like single one flips? Maybe. Connor fight was insane. Fluffy, what's happening, man? Connor fight was a big letdown, man. I was actually wanting to see that fight, not somebody get injured. Alright, let's try this stuff out, man. So I'm trying to iterate over the thing. And I'm gonna say if si not equal to ends I, then I don't even know, like, I don't even need this thing, man. I just, as I'm iterating through, I'm thinking, why the hell do I need to create a string of all ones, man? Silly. I can just check that it's not equal to 1, man. Anyways. Getting back into LeetCode, trying to see if I can land a software gig in this trash can economy. Hey, anything is possible, man. Anything is possible. I think to get a job, you got to be good at LeetCode if you want a big tech job, or maybe you got to be good at vibe coding if you want like a regular ass smaller type of job. Do remote jobs still exist? I think remote jobs will always exist for certain people, but maybe they're not as popular as they once were. But it sounds like there's a lot of remote work, man. Like in Canada, I know a lot of people work remotely for US companies. Where else? I'm sure like there's remote work out there, man. What types of people? What's happening, Steven Sagaball? What types of people what? What did I say? What types of people, man? I don't remember what I said. Been here, you missed my message? Oh yeah? Wait. Oh, I wrote a manifesto. Would you mind proofreading it? What the heck is a manifesto, man? What the heck are you writing? I don't Toxic Suyas. What's happening? Welcome. I said remote work still exists for certain types of people. Oh, right, yeah. I did not mean people who live in India, man. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say like certain people, as in people who are probably so valuable to the company that the company makes rules that don't apply to them. Those types of people. Like if you're already in a company or something and you're just that good and you tell them, hey man, I don't want to come into the office anymore. I want to work remotely, otherwise I'm going to go find a new job. Maybe if you're like that valued at your place, they'll just say, all right, man, cool. Maybe you can stop by the office like once a year and we're all good, you know? Castle Bear, what's poppin'? A public written statement that clearly shares the beliefs, goals, and plans of a person, group, or political party. It explains what the writer wants to change, achieve, or do next. What are you trying to share, man? What type of public statement are you about to put out, Steven Sagiball? Probably meant super goated senior ICs. Yeah, I guess so. That's kind of what I meant. Alright, let me try and get this problem up, man, because it looks like a pretty tough problem. And I want to see how far off my solution is. I don't think it's going to work, but I can't prove it's not going to work yet, you know. Single one. That's all I need. The ends, the all ones, and a single one. I guess I already counted. It's a little bit messy, but what's a single ones flip? It would just be the ones. -1. I guess if let's see what this is gonna be like. Can't decide where to go for dinner. Go to Raising Cane's. That's where I'd go right now. All right, we should get 1 1 0. I got 1 1 0, but I am not very confident in this solution. Should I try like some random test cases or something? That's good enough. And then I'll send it. Q Ultimus, how are you doing? Welcome to the party. Two? What the hell are they talking about, man? 2? That's wrong. Good thing I wrote that test case. All right, I'm gonna send it, man. That's crazy. That's crazy that this works. I mean, I couldn't figure out if it, like, how to prove it wasn't gonna work. But based on that, so many submits, man. Hector HSC, thank you very much for the bits. Thank you very much. The mysterious Hector HSC. So many awards. Thank you. Oh wait, guess what language Q knows? Yeah, C++, English. Man, I'd like to go to this one place in Washington, D.C. called Wingos and order some southern fried chicken wings. Fluffy. Washington, D.C. for chicken wings? For southern fried chicken wings? Is this like a place that you've been to before that you know of? Or is it like viral or something? I never heard anybody say they want to go to Washington, D.C. for chicken wings, man. Honestly, no idea why the acceptance rate for this is so low. It's like 2 lines in Python. Dang. Yeah, the acceptance rate got me a little bit scared. Because, like, I'm trying to think of all these crazy edge cases. The only ones I can think of is, like, ones at the end. And I guess that's, like, the only one there is, really. Man, I know what that means. That means no. Means you don't know or something. But you can count zeros to convert them to ones, or keep 1 or keep 2 ones if left and right are ones. Oh yeah. That's kind of what I did, right? Well, I did I actually did it a brute forcey way, but this would be a more smart way to do it. The way I did it was I created the ones at the end and compared it. I could have just checked the string to see if the ends were already ones, and then the amount of ones we're allowed is 2 if that's the case. But yeah, good points, Pixel Pusher. If we were to optimize this solution, we could go in that direction. But I'm too lazy to try and optimize things that already get AC'd. So the ones at the end are the edge cases. I know a bit of Japanese. Wait, yes, it's a place I've been to, probably top 3 fried chicken wings I've ever had. Dang. We all gotta go to Washington, D.C. to try these wings, man. Because I think I am a chicken wing connoisseur, man. I enjoy a good chicken wing. Wait, what? It was super close to where I used to live. It closed late. Fried chicken tastes better at 10 p.m. I don't know. Fried chicken tastes good when it's fresh, anytime. Alright. Are you guys ready for Q3, man? Here we go. That's a long read, man. It's one line if you inline the column? Dang. Wait, there was this place called White Fence Farm in Colorado. Had the best fried chicken ever. Man. Sounds like you gotta go eat some fried chicken tonight, Steven Saggyball. That's what you should go look for. Count of zeros. Max. Oh, yeah. Pythoners, man. Close it down. I want fried chicken and seasoned curly fries. I'm on a diet. Yeah, I'm on a diet too, man. I eat too much junk. All right. Let me read this Q3. I gotta lay off the fried foods too, Q. I try and eat steel cut oats every morning. All right. Minimum generations to target points. You are given a 2D integer array points where points I equal xyz represents a point in 3D space and an integer array target representing a target point. Define generation 0 as the initial list of points. For each integer k greater than or equal to 1, form generation k as follows. Consider every pair of 2 distinct points, a and b, taken from all points produced in generation 0 through k minus 1. For each such pair, compute this thing and collect every such c into a generation k. All points in generation k are produced simultaneously from points in generation 0 through k minus 1. After generation k is formed, the points in generation k are considered available for forming later generations. Return the smallest, did I just say returnist? Return the smallest integer k such that the target appears in one of the generations 0 through k. If the target is already in the initial points, return 0. If it is impossible to obtain target, return -1. I don't know what this means, man. Foot-long icicle. What's poppin'? Welcome to the party. Point 000,555, target 111. Alright, generation 0 is these 2 points. Target 1 does not exist. I missed what this formula was saying. C equal the floor. X, so it's like the average of those 2 points. Average of all those points, basically. Man, how am I supposed to do this? Well, so many people did it. I don't even understand, really. Oh, maybe it's 20 only. Let me continue reading that example. Oh yeah, I was reading example 2. Anyways, so initial generation and generation 1, we can get 2, 2, 2. So now, is this just a simulation problem, man? It can't be. No way to simulate that for Q3. Anyways, so we generate this one, we generate that one, and then we generate this one is the new one. No, wait, these two, wait, this one's already there, but these two are new. I think maybe I'll start by just simulating and then seeing where we can optimize after that. So there's only 20 points initially, but then it probably gets big fast. Let me just try. Shekumaru, what's happening? Seems like simulation, a few points, and small XYZ. Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards, but simulation feels weird for Q3, you know, maybe like a Q2. But these days, some Q2s are crazy, and some Q3s are easy. Let me think a little bit though. How are we gonna simulate? So the points, those are the initial points. But I don't want to like, I wonder if I have to do it smart where I don't do double work too much. Because like in this example, I see initially the points are 0, 0, 0, 5, 5, 5. Generation 1, we add this. And then the next generation now, they're doing like work that's already been done. So I'd like to avoid that if possible. But I don't know how to do that yet. Alright, I'm gonna try and simulate, man. And then I think I'm gonna get timed out. And then I'll think about how to make it more efficient. So this is points ij. I guess it would be what did it say? It's like floor. I don't have to do floor. I can just points. These are distinct also. Maybe I should. I'm thinking if I should convert this to a set of distinct points. How can I do that? I guess a set. Ah. But then, all right. But then if it's distinct points, then I can't just iterate like this. Oh, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. Get fluffed. What's happening? Was Google your first sweet job? I would say so, yeah. I say before Google, I was only a programmer or developer, if you know what I'm saying. It wasn't like real software engineering type stuff. It was more like build an app or build a program that does something. Like, I guess the scale wasn't there to be software engineering. What was I trying to do? All right, I'm gonna just do this. X, Y, Z is like this. X is points I 0 plus points J 0 divided by 2. I don't think I need floor because I think this floor is by itself. Y would be points I1 plus points J1 divided by 2. And Z would be the same shit, basically. And then this new point, like that. And then I'm gonna just check if distinct points so if it's a new point, then distinct points inserts. I put new points, new points. And then I think I have to do like a current gen, like a new generation. I'm gonna call it current gen. I don't know. I'm trying to basically wait till this while loop is done before pushing anything to my points, right? So I guess after I do that while loop, I'm going to how do I do this? Points.inserts? I don't remember the syntax here, but I think it's like that. It might be a different way. Let me just look. C++. Oh, I guess it goes first. So I gotta put this part first. All right, so I insert them and then, oh, but I also have to check like, if this new point is equal to the target, that means we found whichever generation we're at. Do we start at generation 0 or generation 1? No, we start at generation 1. But then it says if it's in the initial list, we should just return 0. So let's do that. Is that all that I'm trying to do here? Let's see. What's your most favorite unhealthy food? Shit. Depends, man. It really depends on how much money I got. I guess. Hold on. Yeah, what is my most favorite unhealthy food? There's too many. I like fried chicken a lot. Anything fried, I'll eat. Time exceeded, man. Yeah, I don't know. Fried chicken. I'm not supposed to eat shrimp or lobster because of cholesterol, but I enjoy fried shrimps, fried lobsters. Man, what the heck is going on here? So we got 0, 0, yes. Is this not working how I think it should? Oh, you know what, man? I bet you my bug is this a bug? Let me look at this formula again. y1 plus y2 over 2x. This should be floored already, but maybe not. I say it's not always possible. I think I missed that. But I shouldn't be timing out for those things. So I think there's like something ain't right for sure. Because it just prints the same thing every single loop, which means that there's no new points. That's not what I'm. That should be Gen 1. Then Gen 2. Where am I messing up, man? So that's Gen 1. And then Generation 2, we should get at least this 111, man. Where the 111 on? Where is it at? Let me just double check everything. Oh, you know what? N doesn't change. That's the problem, man. Maybe that is the problem. But I got more bugs for sure. Is there more to life than Python and C++? What kind of question is that? I love Wingstop. Yeah, Wingstop's alright. I haven't had Wingstop in a long time. 999 Jelly from YouTube. What's poppin'? How you doing? Wingstop. I think there's Wingstop in Canada, man. I saw a sign that says Wingstop the other day. I was like, what? Wingstop's out here like that? I don't see it on my DoorDash, though. Alright, so now we run into the problem where maybe I'll say, wait, let me erase these C outs. I don't think I need them. I'm gonna say found new or something, and then if we found a new point, set that to true, and then if we didn't find anything new, then we gotta return -1. Can we be like Raising Cane's? Why not? It's like the best chicken in all of the world right now. The best chicken tender in the whole world. Why wouldn't I like it, man? Why is that hard to believe? Timeout. I knew it was gonna TLE, man. I just had a good feeling. Alright, so how can we make this better? We got the brute force in. I'd say what are some observations that we can make for this problem? Popeyes and Chili's. I cannot say I agree, man. But I do enjoy a good Popeyes chicken tender if it's the right price. But I haven't eaten Popeyes in a long time. And I don't think Popeyes is as good as Raising Cane's chicken tenders. Anyways, smallest integer k. It's like instead of I feel like it's going n squared here, but there's just so many duplicates, man. I don't think we have to check everything like that. Maybe all right, here's one thing I'm thinking of. Our current generation, whatever is in our current generation, we should, instead of inserting it, maybe we can just iterate over everything in the current gen and put it up against everything in the previous generation. So it would be a lot better than like n squared, but because those will be like all the new points that we can make, you know. Let me think. So if generation 0 is just points, I guess if it's generation 0, we gotta do this double for loop thing. But then if it's a generation greater than 0, let me do something else. Let me erase everything I got here and try and like start with a new mind here. Do I need to have a set of distinct points like this? And is this the best way to do it? Let me look at the constraints a little bit, man. Look at that. XYZ is only up to 6. I think that's crazy. Feel with XYZ being so small. That's like our cache thing. We can minimize this to something like a dang 3D thing, 3D vector. Wait, pretty much 99% correct. Wait, Pixel Pusher, what's correct? I don't know. I was rambling. Wait, double for loops are fine. I mean, I think I can solve it. I just need to modify the way I'm doing things so brute forcey. I think this set can go because first of all, this set is it's like n log n plus more, you know. It is meant to be brute force. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make like a scene thing of all the points that we have. And it's gonna be of size up to 0 to 6. So I'm gonna use 7. And we'll set this to false. I'm gonna delete that. I'm going to delete this. I'm gonna iterate through the points. Set it to true. If it's in there, we don't need to do anything. Wait, so you're saying I can keep this for loop like this? Like going through the whole thing like that, man? But if I do that, maybe it is. Then if we check our new, I'm gonna see how much faster it is. If we check this new scene instead of this in here, then I guess we set it to true. Wait. Do I need to do all this junk though? Let me see if this makes any difference. Should I send it? I'm gonna send it. I already got a wrong submission, man. Too slow. But made it a little bit further. Wait. Problem. There's a bug in my code. There is a bug in my code. Maybe this should be down here. Because it keeps on accumulating and it never gets cleared. But it should get cleared. I didn't mean to do it like that. I meant to clear it, I just forgot to, I guess. Alright, let me send it, see if it works. It's too easy. Maybe that was the problem the whole time, man. Let me go back and copy this solution and then just move my dang thing where it should be. Dang, that's crazy. I see what you're saying, Pixel Pusher. I was like, dang, they really want me to do some stuff here. Like, I didn't even need to change any of that stuff. Alright, so I just had a bug where I forgot to clear out my current generation. Yeah, a typo, I'd say. I actually meant to clear it like down here, but I never got around to doing that. Anyways, Q4. I don't know. Lots of people solve this Q4. Maybe I have a chance. Alright, minimum threshold path with limited heavy edges. There's an undirected weighted graph with n nodes labeled from 0 to n-1. The graph is represented by a 2D integer array edges, where each edge indicates that there's an undirected edge between nodes u and v with weight w. You're also given integer source, target, and k. A threshold value determines whether an edge is considered light or heavy. An edge is light if its weight is less than or equal to threshold. An edge is heavy if its weight is greater than threshold. A path from source to target is valid if it contains at most k heavy edges. Return the minimum integer threshold such that at least one valid path exists from source to target. Not sure about this problem because I don't understand it yet. But let me look. Example 1. You got 6 nodes, bunch of edges, and source is 0, target is 3, and k is 1. What is k? How many heavy edges we can have? What? So we just need to traverse. Should we just binary search? This is a hard problem. Is it tricky? Is there something? It sounds easy-ish, but let me put my money where my mouth is, man, and try and solve it. Sounds like I'm binary searching for the threshold, and then I just do a straight up BFS to the target. That's what I'm thinking, man. So my first thing is I'm gonna make an adjacency list. Nodes are labeled from 0 to n-1, so I'm gonna use this as my adjacency list of size n. Iterate over my edges. It's undirected, so that means it goes both ways. Oh, but it has weights, so maybe I need to represent some things with pair ints so that I can account for weights as well. Where are we pushing back here? E1 and E2. Alright, that's my adjacency list. Now we gotta go source the target. And they're asking a threshold. So what's my K value? Edge length. 10 to the third. Edge length. All right, here we go. So binary searching with the left is 0 and K is like, I don't know, +1 for good luck. Wait, the why did I set it to edge length, man? Because K, what's K? K is a threshold. K heavy edges. Wait. I think I don't understand the problem. I think I'm confusing myself. K is what again? Oh, at how many heavy edges we can, and we don't know the threshold. We have to guess the threshold, kind of like Coco. So the threshold could actually be anything from the weights. So what's the size of the weights? Up to 1 billion. So this is wrong. This weight should be up to 10 to the 9th. Right? I give it a +1. And then I do a standard binary search on the answer. This is all from memory, man. My midpoint formula, I don't even think about it. I just type it down. The whole binary search thing, man, I don't even do anything except dump whatever's in my head. So if this guess is good, we're gonna do something. Otherwise, we do something else. And this time we want the minimum. So we set the minimum to M, and then, so if it's good, let me think which way we should go with our threshold. So if we guess a certain threshold and it's good, then we want to guess something smaller. So we're gonna bring our right down to our mid -1, and if we get something bad, then we need a larger threshold. So we bring our left up, and then we just need to make this is valid function now. So how do we validate that a certain guess is good? I don't know yet, but I think we'd have to do some type of traversal, man. So we start from one and go to the next. Maybe BFS. So I'll start with a queue of pair int. Should I start with a queue, or should I hit them with a DFS, man? I don't know. I'll try. Do I need the weights of the edges, man? No, but I do need like how many K's that we've seen. Okay, so this pair int is gonna be node and how many heavy counts. Alright, so we're gonna push our source node and our heavy count of 0. We need a scene here. What's the node's numbers? 1,000. I guess think we need a scene. But they give us N. They give us N up there. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if we can do a dang graph traversal BFS style. So while there's something in our queue, we want to pop that node. Should I start with K here? And then Q.pop. No. Q. What's Q.front? And then Q.pop. Alright, what am I doing now, man? I'm trying to traverse from the source to the target. So this is the current node we're at. We gotta visit all of its children in the adjacency list. Oh, but it's a pair because it has weights. So which one comes first? The node comes first, and then the weight is after. So this is in our adjacency list at the current node. So for each child in the adjacency list, I'm checking if that weight is greater than the threshold. But also, but now we need a scene on K and N. So this needs to be a vector bool, and it's gonna be of size N. And this one is gonna be of size K plus 1 for good luck. Right? Oops. What did I just do, man? My bad. Wait, not needed? You don't need to take into consideration the K? Let me think about that, Pixel Pusher. I mean, I believe you, but I just want to like get it right in my head. So if I'm at this node and somehow I ended up at some other node with a K count that's large or small, but then it's like I get to that node another path. No, I feel like alright, Pixel Pusher. Scally draw time, man. Let me try and reason with you about some stuff. I believe you, but I'm for some reason. How do I erase? Let's see if we can draw some things, man. Where's the draw button? Let's say we have some. Alright, let's say the threshold is like 5. Let's say this is 6. These are the nodes. And this is 6. I might be like about to prove myself wrong. What am I trying to say, man? Let's say K equals 1. And if we went here, or no. Let me make one more. Let's say K equals 2. And then we got here. Maybe I'm trying to think if there's like another way to get to this one, but this weight was like 2, you know. So if we had come here, let me change the color. If we had came first on this path, we'd encounter this and we'd decrement our K. So our K is 1 going in here. And we'd mark it as seen. You'd never go that way though? Well, maybe you would never go, but I think my code would go. Because I'm just iterating. Alright, in my... I don't have a priority queue. It's just a regular queue. So you're saying I guess you need a deck, but you can, yeah, you can, a heap probably would not go that way if I use a priority queue here. But anyways, I think with the way I'm coding the solution, this scene needs to have the K there. Otherwise, that scenario I just drew might like not get the answer, you know. But maybe there's a way to do it where we don't need this and we can use some of the techniques you're talking about, man. Yup, that is it from YouTube. What's happening? Welcome. Well, you need to get to the target as fast as possible. Oh, all right. I'll keep it in mind, Pixel Pusher. Let me see if this will work. But I hear what you're saying, man. All right, here we go. Here we go. What am I trying to do here? We're gonna say, oh, we have this scene thing. And then I was gonna be like, if this is greater than our guess, which is our threshold, then all right. No. I don't know what I'm doing. So if this is a heavy thing, but we can't go there, we should skip it. What else we're trying to do? We're trying to check if scene, then we should continue here again as well. then we gotta say if this node equals a target, we should just return true immediately, maybe. I don't know, man. Let's see. This Shital Bohoy, what's happened? What's this? Does not return. What are you talking about, man? We're supposed to return best. Uh-oh. 4, -1, 0, -1. I got 0, -1. That's nice. And 0. Dang, how come I get 0 for the first one? Let's see what the heck is happening, man. So I'm saying, I'm guessing, the answer is 4. Minimum threshold, 1 valid path exists. And the path is from target of 3 to K. Wait, source 0, target 3. 5. Interesting. Why am I saying 0, man? It's crazy talk. Did I mix some things up? Source. Alright, I gotta do some C-outs here, man. Oh. How are you gonna say true for everything? Okay, left. So if we reach the target, we've reached and everything is good. We go through the children. If the weight is greater than the threshold, oh wait, I do put it there. Child. Where's my bug? So we should go from 0 to 1. Alright, let me do some more debugging here, man. Clearly something ain't right. The way I think it should work isn't working, you know. Alright, so this is a guess for 5. The nodes are 0, K left 1. But then I go to, look at that. If the child weight is greater than the guess, then that K, oh man. It should be K left, not K. Jeez, I think that's the bug. could not spot that with my eyeballs, man. That's not great. Alright. Ooh. Example 2. Or example 1. Oh, example 2, -1, example 3, 0. Alright, should I try this? Maybe it's too slow. And maybe I gotta do... Oh, maybe it's just a wrong answer. Maybe K0 is a edge case. Time's up. I feel I'm close though, man. Let me think about this. So there's only one edge, 0, 1, and the weight is 13. I'm saying it's not possible. Why am I saying it? Oh, because I didn't adjust this, man. Jesus Christ. That wasn't a real wrong answer then. Alright. So it works with the K, but what Pixel Pusher is saying is it's not necessary if we did some other stuff. Like if we used a priority queue instead of a regular queue, maybe we don't need that. That was like a not so bad hard problem. I'm actually curious. Which was the name of that thing? Here we go. I'm gonna look at some solutions here. Student of at CIS, what's happened? How are you doing? What's up? Not much, man. Just doing a little bit of LeetCoding. 01 BFS. I see. Dijkstra's. Interesting. Dijkstra's. Sinister Speed. Thank you very much for the hydrates. Cheers. Dang. So I guess you use the Dijkstra's, but you could use 01 BFS like you're saying with a deck. I'm not very good with 01 BFS, man. I don't even know how to use it properly. I see what they're saying. Not sure if it's ever truly required, but it's 01 instead of log n. Oh, I mean like versus Dijkstra's. Do you use any coding practice platform other than LeetCode? I do actually. Yadav, welcome to the party. I do use another coding platform, but it's not quite available yet. I've been practicing on my own thing that I've been building for a few months now. I've been doing problems on there. But I'll tell you what it is. or I'll show it maybe this weekend, man. I don't know if it's ready for everybody yet. I'm still trying to get some things right. Kind of want to try it right now, but it ain't ready for y'all, man. Anyways, what should we do now? Do it? Nah, it ain't ready, man. But within a week for sure. Maybe this weekend. Have you participated in interviews at big companies like Amazon and Meta before? The only big company I've ever interviewed at was at Google. Have I interviewed at Amazon? No. I've done an Amazon online assessment one time 6 years ago. And I made it to the on-site, but then I canceled my on-site just because I wasn't feeling ready. And then I just never did it. Should we do another virtual? Dang, I got all 4 in that virtual, huh? I mean, I guess I didn't finish the 4th problem within the time limit, but I still got it. What will you rate that Q4? Under 2K, man. For sure, under 2K. If I had to put like a 0 track rating, maybe like 1900s or even 1800s. I don't think that was a very hard because like maybe you're supposed to use Dijkstra's or O1 BFS, but my regular ass BFS worked, you know. It's like 1800s or so, man. You know what they say, you can totally win if you don't play. What? Are you talking about my Amazon interview? Yeah. I made it to the on-site, and then I told the recruiter, I'm not feeling it. I'll reach out to you when I'm ready. And then I just never ever felt ready. That was before I started to stream. And then when I decided to try and get ready, that's when I started streaming on Twitch. And then I never had to interview with Amazon again. Yeah, that's a Q3. Yeah, I think that question was not tricky. It wasn't crazy. It was pretty straightforward. And you could solve it in so many different ways. And even, you know, even like the worst way, I think I solved it a pretty bad way. It was still fast enough. What do you work on at Google? I don't work at Google. I don't work on anything right now. I haven't been there since November. But when I was there, I worked on what did I say, man? Policy, regulation, privacy. I worked on something called DMA, that is Digital Markets Act or something. Where am I from? Thailand or Vietnam? Why are you saying those countries? I'm not from either of those countries. I'm from Jamaica. Alright. I think we got to do 500 next. Yeah, so at Google, basically, we had to make Google compliant with Digital Markets Act. And I worked on this for about 3 years. Almost the whole time I was at Google, I worked on this dang thing. And then it became this became live maybe like 2024 or 2025, and then we kept having to like iterate on it and add new things to the policy. It was like I was in infrastructure, so pretty much all of Google's services and teams and everything, they use our team's libraries or service to determine whether or not they're like they can serve that data or they can store the data, or whatever, like they can use the data in some way or not. Do you resolve problems you've solved before? Oh yeah, I resolve problems very often. Neat. Interesting. I think at first it was interesting, but then after I got boring. To me, the things that were interesting about that, working on that, wasn't necessarily the policies or anything. The interesting parts were like I don't know if any of it was interesting. But it was like how do you integrate this library or this service into every single or every piece of data that flows within Google, man. It's like it's a pretty big task. So like I didn't come up with any plans. I just followed the orders, but I guess my org decided, we're gonna split all of Google into two different parts. It's gonna be storage systems and processing systems, and then we'll make those systems, we'll integrate with those systems, and then by doing that, that's capturing like 99.99% of all the data that flows through Google. So that's what we did. When I left, I think there were a total of about 50 something systems that we had to integrate. We had to integrate our service or our library with. And each of these systems, like, there are like hundreds of millions of queries per second. Maybe the small ones were like tens of millions or something. Wait, what are you talking about? Like stocks? Wait, what are people investing in nowadays? Man, I got like most of my net worth in Google. You speak English very well. How do you learn it? I learned it. It's my native language. I learned it from my mama. I invested in some memory stocks. Got in at the top. Dang. Yeah. Alright, let's do, I guess we got hour and change. I'll do that virtual 500. Where is it at, man? It's gonna hold. Wait, that's fair. They match what you put into, right? Wait, what are you talking? You talking to me? Who matches? Does Google? No, I didn't buy any Google stocks while I was working there. What they do is they give you RSUs. So when you get a job at one of these big tech companies or any publicly traded company, usually your compensation, you have a salary that you get paid like normal paychecks. You get this money, cash money, every 2 weeks or so. You also get a bonus, like an annual bonus, usually once a year, annual, right? But sometimes you can get spot bonuses, and that's like ad hoc. A director can decide to give you a spot bonus for something that you did or some project that you worked on. But also you get stocks. So they'll give you, say when you first get a job offer at Google, you get like 4 years worth of stocks. Maybe it's worth, I don't know, $200,000 worth of stocks over 4 years. And then sometime within your start date, they'll take like the average price of the stocks, the Google stock, your first month of working there, and then they'll basically buy 200,000 worth of Google stock at whatever price that month is that you joined, and then that's yours, but it's unvested, meaning you don't have access to that money yet. But as time goes on, you slowly get access to it over the next 4 years. Like every month, you get a small chunk, and in 4 years, you should have gotten all of that initial grant. So that's how those RSUs work. But some companies also, Google did this as well. Every year you get refreshers. Some companies don't do it also. So that means every year you'll get another. Maybe if your initial grant was 200,000 worth of stocks, maybe every year you'll get like another $100,000 worth of stocks. But it's not yours immediately. For every refresher, you have to wait the 4 years for it to fully vest, you know. So like you don't get your unvested until the time comes for it to vest it. So that's how the RSUs work there. And while I was there, I sold some here and there, but I think I kept the majority, maybe. I'm not loaded, Pixel Pusher, man. I'm not loaded. Do you use someone to do your taxes with the RSUs? I used to, but now I just do it myself. When I had a job, I guess it didn't feel like anything to pay somebody a few $100s to do my taxes, right? But now that I don't have a job, I just pay myself to do that. I just sit down and I do the dang paperwork, man. And I guess this year to do my taxes, I forget the name. It's not TurboTax. It's like freetaxusa.com or some website like that. I forget what. But the first time, wait, what was I gonna say? When I moved from California to New York, I used a tax person because I wasn't sure. There's a lot of weird laws about like moving from one state, and if you got your RSUs granted in California and you moved from that state to somewhere else, like even in the next 2-3 years, you still have like California income. I guess California considers the initial grant still Californian income, or stuff like that. Did you quit Google and become a freelancer again? Disaster warning 45. What's happened? I'm not a freelancer right now. I'd say I'm just trying to build something that I will share it very soon. I'm trying to just figure out how I can make money on my own without having to work at a company. I think that's like one of my ultimate dreams, man. Self-employed. I wouldn't say self-employed either, man. I'm just trying to be a founder, I guess. And if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna go try and find a job. Yeah, like I think at one point I thought working at a big tech company was like the dream, but I don't think it's like the ultimate dream. I think I wanted to work at a big tech company more out of curiosity than anything. The RSUs are taxed as income when they vest, best I can tell, and then that changes the cost bias when you sell. It's more complicated than just getting a 1099. Wait, what? yeah, the RSUs are taxed as income when they vest, and you pay that immediately. Like, you don't have a choice. Like, if you had 100 RSUs unvested when they vest, you don't get 100 RSUs and you owe tax. You get like 60 RSUs, and the company sells the rest to pay your tax, you know. And then if you sell those RSUs, it's based on what it costs you. But it's not anything too crazy, man. I used a lot of AI to help me do my taxes, and I think it's alright. Straight up income or capital gains? It depends. So if you get your RSUs and you hold them, well, initially when they vest, it's straight up income, but you can hold it if you want. Like, that's the general advice they give you, is you should automatically sell your RSUs as they vest, because like you're already overly invested in the company with your job and with your uninvested RSUs. But I never really listened to that. I just held everything. But if you hold on to your RSUs at vest and then you waited a year before you sold them, then it's capital gains you're paying instead of like income, you know. But you don't pay the income on like the whole price. You only pay income on the vest price, the price it was when it vested versus the price it was when you sold it, if that makes sense. I choose options instead of RSUs at my trash company, leaving soon. Dang, leaving soon. Hey, you got a job lined up, Pixel Pusher? I feel like you can probably crush all these interviews, man. Oh, did I start this? I didn't even do Q1. Alright, let's start. Count indices with opposite parity. You are given an integer array nums of length n. The score of an index I is defined as the number of indices j such that I less than j less than n and nums I and nums j have different parity. Return an integer array answer of length n where answer I is the score of index I. The score. What? You essentially get credit for the taxes you paid when they were granted. Makes things more complicated than just a plain number. Do you? When they were granted. I guess, I mean, the RSU thing is kind of like your salary, man. Like, yeah, your salary on paper says you get 100K, but then they withhold 40,000 of that for taxes. You know, on paper, your RSU says you get 100 stocks, but they withhold 40 of them for taxes. But I'm no, like, tax expert, man. But they take care of all that in your W2. They take care of all that too, your RSUs, man. It's just like a W2 almost. You just enter the number in the box and boom. There's not really complicated. Like, they'll give you exact numbers of like what the stocks were worth and how much they withheld for taxes. And usually if you get into these companies, if you don't adjust your tax withholding, you're gonna end up having to owe maybe tens of thousands of dollars in taxes by the time tax season comes around, man. Because I think the default rate is like 25% or I don't know, 28%. And it's not enough, man. You gotta bump that up, or you gotta figure out some other things. Mr. Love Pickle, what's happening? Alright. So nums 1, 2, 3, 4. Numbers of indices j. So they're asking, alright, so this one is odd, and it has 2 evens there. Alright, I can do this, man. Alright, so answer of size n. I'm going to iterate from back to front. And I'm just going to count evens and odds. So if nums I mod 2, then this is odd. Otherwise, this is even. So if it's odd, then I want this to be even. And if it's even, then I want this to be odd. How you doing, Mr. Love Pickle? I got no bee updates. Well, I do, man. I found another bee in the house this morning, or today, but not in the basement. Wait. 2. Two. 3. Is this right? If it's odd, then we want the evens, and this should be odd. And this should be even. Jesus. I didn't ask because I thought I was being annoying. Well, I just wanted to update you. It's been calm mostly, but I don't know, I guess these bees are pretty busy out here. Man, I haven't cut my lawn all summer. Maybe it's a little bit embarrassing. I don't even have a lawnmower, man. I'm not ready for living in a house. But my backyard has all types of crazy wild flowers growing in there, and maybe all the bees are like chilling in the flowers and calling all their friends over or something. Electric lawnmower are dope, man. I need one of them that you just push and it works. It's 2/3 through summer. Have you not gotten? Man, I didn't get a lawnmower because I was away for most of the summer and I came back to a jungle in my backyard. And then what am I gonna do? I'm gonna spend the whole day trying to mow that jungle down, or I'm gonna just wait till winter and then everything's gonna die anyways. I don't know what I should do. I haven't had a backyard to mow in like ever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know anything about mowing lawns, man. I'm a dang programmer. I don't even know anything. That's not how winter works? Wait, cut it before winter will be worse in the spring otherwise. What do you mean? They're not just gonna die out? Still grows in the winter for real? No. Alright, maybe I got some things to do in the next few days. Even if it dies, it doesn't just disappear. What? I got some research to do about backyards, man. It's good for the bees, yeah. Or just pay someone. Yeah, R-Fire, what's happened? This is actually what I'm probably gonna do, man. Let me see. How much for a lawnmower? How much for a electric lawnmower? $150. How much for someone to mow my lawn? 80 bucks. Huh. Who wants to mow my lawn, man? I'm not trying to do it. Buy a bot? Dang. They have lawnmower bots like those Robovax. Gamer JM, welcome to the party. How are you doing? $80 is a lot. How big is your lawn? It's not that big, man. How do you compare living in Canada to the US? It's colder here. I don't know. It's more or less the same shit, man. It's not really a big difference. I guess Amazon is limited selection. Like sometimes I see things on Amazon.com that aren't on Amazon.ca. When I was living in America, I used to go to Slick Deals like every single day, man. Looking for shit to spend my money on. But none of these deals are in Canada, so I don't even go on Slick Deals anymore. That's the biggest life change I've had to do, man, is not shop online as much. eBay also is like a lot less pickings out here. Online shopping is in general not as good, but it's still decent. You're like the car guy not wanting to buy a car. You should definitely buy a lawnmower. What? Oh, I guess I should get a what? Oh, what is that, Q? Is that what you got? Alright, what else is different in Canada? I suppose if I was looking for a job, it would be different because I'd be making half as much or something. Everything is the same, man, except I just got my first bill for my tolls on the highway, and it's like $100, man. And I drove on the dang highway 2 times. One time to the airport and back, and another time to some mall or something, man. That's like $100, man. That's crazy. And I looked it up. Like, I never really paid attention to tolls before, you know, because in the US, who cares? It's like a few dollars usually. Well, also I didn't drive for a long time. 100, yeah, it was 100 Canadian dollars, man. But still, for 2 times on the dang highway, man, you trying to get $100 from me? Get out of here. Should have taken the regular ass road. 10 minutes longer or something. Wait, I wasn't done with my story. And then after I got that bill, I looked it up online, and they told me that the dang highway is the most expensive highway in the world or something like that, man. It's the 407. What's happening, Embrosis? How are you doing? You have to pay for the subscription to get it cheaper, else you get penalized. Yeah, I read that even if you get the card or whatever, man, it's still crazy pricey. Like, it's only rich people can take that thing, man. But when I was on it, it was bumping. Nobody was on that thing. It was like there's another highway that's like right next to it, I guess. And I'm sure that was like traffic jam. But this was empty. So if I was richer, maybe I'd use it more often. Let's take a helicopter ride next time. Hey, I would never take a helicopter ride anywhere unless I was literally about to die. If I didn't, you know, I don't think I want to be in a helicopter. And it's not even because of Kobe, man. I felt that way before Kobe. I felt that way, I don't know, for a long time. Anyway, let me read Q2. Let me try and at least do some LeetCode out here. Sum of primes between number and its reverse. You are given an integer n. Let r be the integer formed by reversing the digits of n. Return the sum of all prime numbers between min nr and max nr. What? That's like PA turnpike pricing? What's that? What's PA? Pennsylvania? Fear of helicopters? Yeah, 100% scared of helicopters, man. Can I even do this? What is it saying? R reversing the digits of n. All prime numbers between min and max. Alright, I can do this problem, man. And n is only 1,000, so I don't even need a sieve. But I always like to take the opportunity to practice my sieves, man. But I'm not gonna do it today, man. I'm just gonna brute force it. So how are we gonna get reverse? I'm feeling real lazy. I've been doing a lot of algorithms today, man. Like practicing on my website, I guess, like doing problems on the thing I'm trying to build. Wait, what am I trying to do, man? Alright, so those are my mins and my maxes. And then we need a function to check if something is prime. And I'll do it a caveman way, where do I have to do a +1 there? I don't even know. And then we say if x mod I equals to 0, return false. Yeah, and then I'm gonna say if I is prime, then add it. $132, 16, but I have 17. Huh. How did I mess that up? Is 1 prime? Maybe that's... Wait, 2, 3, 5. Is 2 prime? I guess that's the edge case here. No. Wait, what? Am I tripping? So 2 is prime. 3, 5, and 7. Do I have to see out, man? Getting lazy. My brain's getting lazy too. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. Is 1 prime? I guess not. Alright, there we go. Where's my C out? Right there. Should I submit? 0, 17, and 132. Submit. Too easy. Q2. Q3. Minimum cost to move between indices. You're given an integer array nums where nums is strictly increasing. For each index x, let closest x be the adjacent index y such that absolute value of nums x minus num y is minimized. If both adjacent indices exist and give the same difference, choose the smaller index. From any index x, you can move in two ways. To any index y with cost that much, or to closest x with cost 1. You're also given a 2D integer array queries where queries I equal LR. For each query, calculate the minimum total cost to move from index L to index R. Return an integer array ans, where ans size answers to the ith query. I don't know what it means. You solving global problems with LeetCode. Lethal error. I don't know what you mean, man. Global problems? I don't solve any global problems, man. I don't even solve any problems. I mostly create problems. And then I come on to LeetCode to de-stress, I guess, from creating all the problems. What's this problem asking though? So here are numbers. Query 1, 0 to 2. They're saying like, how can we move there? From index L to R. I say it's 6. Why is it 6? Path 0 to 1, 1 to 2. Uses closest move from index 0 to 1 with cost 1. Wait, what's closest? X. Adjacent index such that alright, so if we moved here, then if we did because I guess closest will move it from index this back to that one. Alright, how the hell are we gonna solve this problem, man? So 10 to the 5th numbers up to negative billion to 1 billion, strictly increasing. And we got a lot of queries, man. So I'm thinking we need some type of, I don't know. It's not that hard, right? Because we basically have 2 moves. No. Can do closest all the way there if it's possible, or you just jump there immediately. So I guess it's like at every index you have those choices to make, but I don't know how to do it with the queries like that, man. That means I don't know yet. I gotta give it some more thoughts. Have you solved the LeetCode subscription plan issue? Lethal error, man. What you smoking over there, man? Look at example 2. 0239. Oh, 3 to 0. So if I 3 to 0, they're saying they move 1 and then they jump from there. All right, hold up. I gotta pee. All right, I'm back. How are we gonna solve this problem, man? I think last time I'm told that LeetCode is like an evil leprechaun asking you riddles. Why is it evil? I like LeetCode. I love LeetCode, actually. I think if it wasn't for LeetCode, who knows what the hell I'd be doing, man. I don't think I'd ever be able to get into like a big tech company if the interviews weren't like LeetCode based. If people actually cared about, you know, your work experience or things like that, what school you went to, I would never go anywhere, man, because I didn't go to a target school. I didn't have any type of regular job for a long time. I don't really know anything about software engineering, I guess, but I know about LeetCode a little bit. Then why aren't you wearing your LeetCode shirt and the LeetCode hats? Where's my LeetCode shirts are precious. I got my LeetCode hat right here, man. And I wear it in my thumbnail on YouTube, but that's it. I don't want to wear that thing out too much. Love the hat, thanks. Q, don't you have a hat? Or you got the hoodie? What do you have? You got the shirt? I need the hoodie. Yeah, I don't have the hoodie. I have the hat. I got 2 shirts. And I have the notebook from Chi Chi Impact. Chi Chi Impact gave me that notebook, but I also earned my own notebook that got lost in the mail, and it wouldn't send me another one. Zigzag says people still do LeetCode in 2026. Apparently so, man. Apparently, but only people who want jobs at big tech companies, I guess, or people who like to do it for fun. How many coins you got? I got not much. I spent my coins recently to buy my hat, and now they don't even show me how many coins I got anymore. It's crazy. 400 coins. That's it. I want to use code forces, but the interface is so much. Yeah, I can't stand code forces, man. And I guess the problems are a lot more difficult. Even though I've never really tried code forces, I know that it's tough, you know. I want to use. Wait, riddle me this. What makes click noises and turns bytes into coins? Who knows? They have different divisions. Right, I need to save another 6,000-7,000 coins for the hoodie. Last time I saw the hoodie was sold out, man. Zigzag says, really? Do companies still ask LeetCode questions even though LLMs can solve them much easier? What's the point of that? Yes, they do. I don't know if you really want me to explain the points or if you're just semi-trolling, man. But I'd say there is a point. It's kind of like an IQ test, just to make sure that you got something going on up there. And even before LLMs, it's not like on the job you're trying to do some dynamic programming, you know. I'm really curious, not a tech person. Yeah, alright, well, alright, so for a big tech company, they probably get millions of applicants every year. A company like Google, man, imagine how many millions of people apply there. And Google can't ask, they can't check your knowledge on what you'd work on at Google because a lot of things are internal only or proprietary technology that only people at Google will have the chance to work on. So if they're trying to hire people for their company and they expect you to know internal tooling, but the internal tooling is not available outside, then it's like, how are you ever going to learn that? So they have to test you on something that's generic, that's not like a knowledge or like a domain knowledge check. They have to figure out like how your brain works, how you think, how you can communicate your thought process. And they've all come to the conclusion that data structures and algorithms is a great way for a candidate to try to showcase how much knowledge they have on computer science and how their mind works and how they can communicate their thought process and stuff and how they collaborate and work with others. So in an interview, the interviewer is checking for all those things, not just if you can solve the problem or not. They're checking for how well do you clarify the problem and make proper assumptions about the inputs or whatever edge cases. They're checking how well you can take hints or like collaborate with your interviewer because maybe they shift the direction that you're going in your solution halfway through and they want to see how you like respond to feedback. They also check like how well you can talk and say out what you're thinking, like if you're thinking how well you can communicate a technical subject or idea to someone else, because that's very important in software engineering. And I think they found that, you know, data structures and algorithms is almost all software engineers should have some type of base knowledge on that. So it's a lot easier to test something that everybody has knowledge on than something that, like if they're testing on some very specific C++ knowledge. Maybe you're a C++ expert, but perhaps you never worked with that part of C++. So like domain knowledge is not a great way to hire for a company that does basically like all types of crazy stuff. That's like why LeetCode is popular, I'd say. It's almost like a standardized test at this point, you know. You're good, bro. What? Competent problem solving skills. Yeah, I the champion. What's happening? So that's why, even though LLMs can solve these things, who cares? LLMs can probably solve everything they ask you in an interview, man. Doesn't mean they shouldn't interview anybody. Anyways, should I try that thing I was on? I close the windows, man. This one. See, thanks for explaining, but I'm also wondering, since LeetCode has been out for so long, won't the number of people who are good at it increase every year? Yeah, that's why the standard for how good you need to be changes every year. Maybe 7 years ago, you only needed to be like this good. Like pretty easy problems would get you in, easies and mediums. But in 2026, it sounds like you almost have to be solving mediums and hards consistently to pass the technical interview. So yeah, the difficulty I think does increase as time goes on. And now we're at the point where the LLMs can solve them, and there's like a cheating thing going on where a lot of candidates are using AI when they're not supposed to try and solve these, you know, things in an interview, like hidden AIs that talk to them or tell them the answer on the screen. That so it's been a problem, and some companies are starting to require that you solve these LeetCode problems in person on a whiteboard, like what they used to do before COVID happened. The knowledge solution base also grows too, though. Yeah, as time goes on, there's a lot more resources to learn these things. When I when I started studying, I'd say there's a decent amount of resources, but today there's like 10 times as many resources to get started. So I guess Pixpusher has a point there too. So it's really just like the SATs, man, or whatever standardized tests. I don't know where you're from, Zigzag, but you know, to get into like the top colleges, you got to take the SATs. But just because maybe you didn't prep for the SATs, you scored bad, it doesn't mean that you can't ever score good or anything. You just got to prep. I don't know how to do this problem. Because we can move one for one cost. So there's a few things I should pay attention to. I think strictly increasing is one of those things. So maybe, okay, I think maybe we can binary search, huh? So since everything is strictly increasing, this distance should get smaller as you get closer. So maybe it's some type of binary searching and whatever. But who knows? See you, Fox. What's happening? Gonna chill here while cleaning up my old computer. Hey, thanks for chilling here. I gotta do that, man. I got an old computer, my old streaming PC. My video card died, and it's just collecting dust, man. I should sell my Mac Studio and buy a video card and just use my old computer, or something, because my Mac Studio has doubled in price, man. Alright, let me give this problem a try, and then I gotta go. So strictly increasing, maybe we can binary search closest X. So we can only choose a closest if it's closer on that side. Man, I don't know if I can do this problem. I don't know. Maybe I can, but I think my brain is too tired. 5090 is like double the price now too. Between GPU price and RAM price, it kind of sucks to build PCs. Yeah, it does. Maybe I should stock up on some video cards, man. Hey, imagine a world in the future where video cards are for rich people only. Do you mind backseat LeetCoding? Sometimes I do mind, but right now I don't mind, because I think my brain is too tired to try this problem. But if you got some ideas and you want me to try them out, I'd be willing to, if they make sense to me, you know. Scroll up. I can link the problem too. So usually when I have these choices, like, you can either do this or that, I think about take it or leave it, you know, DP, where you can either do this or you do that. But given the constraints, I feel it's not how you do it. And I do feel something with the strictly increasing, like, maybe we can figure some stuff out there. Since it's strictly increasing, the difference between that is always equal to, wait, pixel pusher. I don't know what this is saying. Oh, I think I see what you're saying. Yes, since it's strictly increasing, if you jumped to every index along the way to the other index, it would give you the same answer as if you just jumped straight to that other index, is what you're saying. Yeah. So pretty much you gotta figure out, like, how far you can get with this closest thing. Like, maybe you have to look at the diffs to see how far you can go to the right or left, because sometimes it's going from left to right, like in this one, or from right to left. So sometimes I guess you'd want to go left on the closest X, and all the times the other way. So even with all that knowledge, Pixel Pusher, I'm still uncertain. Like, I guess one potential answer is just take the difference like this, and then what, you just have to like try looking at examples. I think we looked at example 1. Let me look at example 2. Alright, so let me draw some indices here. Alright, so they're saying go from index 3 to index 0. So if we jump straight there, it would be 9. But we can go left 1 for 1 point. And then we can jump from 3 to 0 for 3 points. So that's 4 points. So then the best is 4 points. But then also we could jump 1 more left to the 2. And then jump from 2 to 0. So that's 2 points to jump to the 2, and then 2 more points to go that last index, which is also 4 points. So I'm not sure like how to handle the closest X part, because I imagine there are some test cases where like the close, like, you know, you could just n squared it if you tried every single closest step. So I'm thinking, all right, let me look. Example 2, 1 to 2. So to go from position 1 to position 2, they say the answer is 1, because we can just take the closest X, or we can absolute value jump. Either way, they're the same. That's 1. And index 2 to 0. It's just gonna be 3. Debugging my serializer endpoints and my JavaScript was super annoying. What are you talking about, Q? Multi-source shortest path would work. I don't even know any multi-source shortest paths. I only know single source. Do I know multi-source shortest path? I think I only know a single source like Dijkstra, man, or I guess I know like multi-source BFS. I don't know. Alright, something that you did say, CU Fox, that I wasn't thinking of before is, let me think of this in terms of a graph problem. And each edge has a weight to it. But how would we construct, I guess the graph, the numbers itself has the weights from the edges. But Floyd-Warshall? Yeah, I don't know Floyd-Warshall, man. But is Floyd-Warshall gonna pass? I don't know the time complexity. I know there's like some n cubed one, man. But these inputs are 10 to the 5th numbers and 10 to the 5th queries. But if I were to think of them as nodes, then how do I know Maybe I can like DFS from each thing. I don't know. Since jumping directly from I to J is the same as jumping from I to so-and-so. Hold on, Pix Pusher. Let me think. I'm gonna read what you're saying soon. Forward partial is n cubed dp. Yes, I think we have to reconsider that. But Pixel Pusher is always onto something, man. Pixel Pusher knows what's up. Let's see. Also, Vikasra, what's happening from YouTube? Welcome. You did this content. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know what's up. Alright, so since jumping from I to J is the same as all that, if you're going from I plus 2 to I plus 3, only costs 1 using closest any path that goes between I and past I plus 2. Only add, what are you, wait, let me try and decipher it one more time. I plus something to J, right. I see what you're saying, man. Interesting. Yes. Alright. So you're saying I see what you're saying, but I don't know how to use it yet, man. Like, if there exists a closest somewhere within that range, I can give a hint. Yeah, trying to avoid. Yeah, thank you, Pix Pusher. I know you're trying to look out for me, man. You want me to reach there myself, but sometimes it's tough, especially when it comes to the end of my stream and it's like 10 minutes to midnight. I start to get antsy. Alright, so you're saying it's like we want to go from 0 to 9, like this whole thing. But there's a closest here, so we can get 1 point, but it's also 1 point. Then we should take it. So then it would become 0 to 2, but it's the same because it's 1 point either way. Let me make a different test case where it's like 0, 2, or 0, 5, 7, 10. So 0 to 10, like it doesn't matter if we take this diff, that's 5 plus this, 2 plus this, 3. It's all going to add up to 10, however you want to jump. But because we can go from here to here with the closest with 1 point, then all we have to do is jump from 0 to 5 for 5 points, and you get a 5 to 7 for 1 point, and you get 7 to 3 for 10 points, and that would be 9. But I'm not sure how to use that. I guess we'd have to identify all the places that we can jump. Maybe do some prefix sums of how many places we can jump between those indices. And then like subtract or figure out the best way with the difference of those two positions minus the prefix sums of that direction of things. I think that sounds like it might work, which is a little bit tricky, man. That's pretty insane. Saravanas, what's happening? Welcome to the party. Saravanas 6009. I guess I can ask a question and give a hint. If you are trying to sum values fast, what can you... Oh, prefix sums, man. Hey, 31VN, what's happening, man? If I'm a complete beginner to coding, would playing on LeetCode be unwise? I think... yes. If you're a complete beginner, for sure. But if you're like some crazy, like high IQ, crazy math PhD or something like that going in and you're a complete beginner to coding, but not a complete beginner to insane logic thinking, then maybe you can jump in. I don't know. All right, so dang, can I implement this prefix sums thing in 7 minutes? I don't think so, but I will try. Hey, 31VN, thank you very much for the follow. All right, so what I need to do is figure out these prefix sums, man. Do I need to do both? Right to left, left to right? I don't know. Let me just do one of them first. So I'm iterating through, but I don't even know how to count them. There's a lot of weird edge cases, it feels like here. So if should I go to I minus 1, n minus 1? So I'm gonna say if nums I wait. So if we're at the first one, then we can always go right. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this, man. I'm not gonna lie. Sue Fox says, LeetCode can teach bad habits. The best way to do it is to ramp up with projects first. LeetCode doesn't teach you how to write maintainable software, but it's a lot of fun if you're into puzzles. What a great way to explain LeetCode, man. LeetCode absolutely does not teach you how to write maintainable software, man. And it does lead to bad habits, especially if you do C++ in LeetCode. Like, I don't care about memory leaks or anything. I only care about correct solution, you know. And then the way you write your code is also not very readable. So LeetCode is very separate from software development. All right, so I'm prefix summing the rights, and I get it like that. So if we're in the first index, the closest will always be right. So that's why I'm incrementing that. But if we're at any other index, then we gotta be like the LDiff is I guess is absolute value, and the RDiff is Something like this. And then I'd have to do this going left as well. And I use the left one for queries going right to left. And I use the other one for the other thing. But feels like an annoying problem. Should I just do them both right now? MFUSC. Do you enjoy the LeetCoding or the Twitch streaming more? Hard to say. I don't really LeetCode off stream. But I don't really stream anything but LeetCode, you know. Brenta Rata, what's poppin'? Make it to midnight. 3 more minutes, yeah. Wait. I am Samir here. Thank you very much for the raid. What's poppin', man? How you doing? Trying to do Q3 here, but I don't think I will get it done. Big chillin', about to go for a jog. Hey, how far do you jog when you go jogging? I jogged yesterday, man, for the first time in 10 years. I jogged like for 10 seconds and then I started walking. Hope LeetCode is going well. It's going all right. You guys go outside? Hey, I've been trying to go outside every now and then. I usually get at least a 5K in. Dang, what's your 5K time, man? Are you doing like a under 20-minute 5K? I skate a few hours a day. Skateboard or roller skates. Under 20? No, I don't do under 20. Longboard. Oh, bumping. Yeah, I like longboarding, man. I used to longboard a lot. And then what happened? I don't know what happened, man. I just stopped. Maybe I felt too old. Even though it can be any age and do it. If I retry, then it would probably be 25, 26 minutes. Wait, before the accident? Which accident? I mean, I had a bad snowboarding accident, but I was longboarding up until 2019, maybe. My favorite way to commute around the city, better than bikes for me, especially because it's flat where I live. Dang. Wait, are the roads smooth? What size? I don't know anything about what size wheels anymore. But I used to have like 5 longboards, man. Now I don't do any of that. I had a crazy long one, like a bamboo one. I had like a big skateboard looking one. But it was my favorite way to commute as well. Electric unicycle? What? Unicycle? Biggest wheels I could find. I forgot the size. The roads are vary, but it's mostly a smooth ride. Dang. Big wheels. Do you do downhill? Or are you just like... I mean, you said it's flat. But I know lots of longboarders like the downhill stuff. But you need like the hand pads and stuff and the helmets and everything. It's too scary. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to do this problem. I think this is the end for me. No downhills here. I could take an hour train, but I don't have the gear for it. But you got the skills for it, man. Like can you stop on the longboard going downhill? I guess, what do you call that when you just go sideways? Nah. I tried to do it a couple times, man. It's too scary. I'm a snowboarder. Well, I was a snowboarder. I've retired from snowboarding a few years ago. But I'm more naturally a snowboarder, and then I picked up longboarding in the off season, just because I like boards, or I used to like board sports. But now I feel too old, man. If I take one fall, it's over for me, you know. Anyways, I gotta get going. But I don't know who I'm gonna raid. LeetCode. This guy's not doing LeetCode. Oh. Oh my god, a new LeetCode streamer, guys. I'm so excited. Alright, solution if you want to see it. Alright, we're gonna. Let me turn that down. I'm gonna get in there soon. Let me peek at your solution, see how crazy it looks. Oh wait. Alright, so you're basically doing what I was gonna do. From lefts to rights. I mean, I don't really look at it too much. There's a lot of dang ternary things. But I think it's pretty much what I was gonna do. Left and rights. But the problem was... What is this? I don't know. Constant immediate left and right number, then those prefix. I see. Convert into prefix. I see. Oh, I see. I was doing this all in the same loop. This part here. Interesting. I think maybe if I spent some time I could get it. But that's why I don't really want to read your code too heavily, man. Because then if I try and attempt it, I'm just gonna be doing what you did, you know. Alright, I gotta go, man. I have gots to go. And I don't wanna announce anything or anything, man, because I'm still working on it. But I'm gonna be shifting to Algo Blazor soon. It's still not ready. Let me see if I can sign in though. It's like up there, but I don't want to talk about it too much because it's janky, you know. But you should be able to log in. I don't think you guys should. The problems are all janky right now. I'm like working on trying to make the problems right, as in the list. Like, don't worry about the learn part, man. I'm working on the learn part. Make it a surprise. No, I need some testing to see if it works though. So the next stream, I've been working on this really hard over the last month or so, maybe even longer. But maybe next stream we can try out some of these rooms. I don't even think their study groups or whatever are working properly right now. Our contest plan, no, I don't want to do contests, man. I think contests are not fun in the days of LLMs. But I have some other ideas to make it a little bit competitive. You know, you have plenty of testers to help you out, yeah. But I don't know if we're ready for serious testing yet, man. But, what does it say? Someone's online? Anyways, you guys will see soon. Don't worry about it. maybe Saturday we can do a test run, man, or next week. Maybe if you guys go on there, you'll see me on there. I'm on there basically all day looking at problems and sorting them properly, tagging them right, you know. Alright, we gotta go. We're about to go raid Polaris. Looks like a new LeetCode streamer. so it's gonna be great. Q Ultimus, Pixel Pusher, Icy Black Deep, Brent Arata. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much. And I will probably be increasing the amount of times I stream soon. Right now, I just kind of want to focus offline. But eventually, I will be doing like maybe daily Algo Blazer streams or whatever. But that's to come soon, man. I'm not ready for grinding out algos every day like that on stream yet. CU Fox, MFUSC. I am Samir here. See you guys later, man. Zenar 9786. See you next time. Thank you, everyone. Everyone from YouTube. Who's out there? Sarah, Vanis, Vic, Sarah, Zigzag. Adios, amigos. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll be back this weekend. Adios, amigos.